and welcome to Priyascorner. This week we are going to be taking a look at battleground Madhya Pradesh. This is a state that's going to polls on 17 November. So in a sense, by now campaigning should be more or less over. By now we should also get a sense of what the politicians have to say. But what do the voters have to say? That is the key crucial question. In fact, if you ask me, of all the states going to polls, Madhya Pradesh is going to be the most difficult to predict. The tagline, the tourism tagline of the state calls it Ajab Desh Hai, Gazab Desh Hai. And indeed, this is a state that doesn't easily give up its secrets. Initially, one had thought that the tide would turn in favor of the Congress because, Shivraj Singh Chauhan had his 18-year-old anti-incumbency going against him. The BJP too thought that. They tried to sideline him. They wouldn't even mention him in the election campaign. They didn't offer his name up as a possible chief minister candidate for the next round of elections. When the Prime Minister spoke, he barely acknowledged Shivraj Singh Chauhan on the dais. But as a strategy, this backfired. Not only has it given rise to confusion as to who the CM face would be, there are a whole lot of other contenders. In fact, the BJP has introduced 3 union ministers, 5 MPs, and 1 not so happy general secretary into the poll frame, thereby adding more confusion to the chief ministerial cauldron as to which one will actually make it to the grade. The election is being fought on the Prime Minister's name. बीजेपी के मन में मोदी, मध्य प्रदेश के मन में मोदी और मोदी के मन में मध्य प्रदेश is their tagline. On the other side, we have Kamal Nath, who is representing the Congress campaign. For once, in fact, I would say this is the first time where there is no confusion in the Congress ranks, whereas there is confusion in the BJP ranks. We know who is going to be the chief ministerial face, we know what kind of campaign is being run, and the campaign is being solely managed by Kamal Nath. You take a look at some of the issues that came up where the Central Congress tried to, have a say, such as that whole controversy was Sanatan Dharma. Kamal Nath was very clear. He didn't, although the Congress at the center tried to sideline with this ally, the DMK, in opposing Sanatan Dharma, he said, no, let us not have this debate at all. And he made it very clear that he is not going to get into this whole Hindutva argument at all. When asked, he always says, look, the state has 82% Hindu, so it is a Hindu Rashtra in that sense. Where is the debate in that? Let's now talk about other issues that matter, issues regarding governance. I think this is a smart strategy. It's also a strategy that's being followed by Bhupesh Baghel and Ashok Gehlot, where they are refusing to be drawn into this whole issue of Hindu versus Muslim and polarizing the vote or the Ram Mandir. In fact, they are talking about what they can do for the voter in terms of local issues, in terms of welfare schemes. And this has actually prompted the BJP to talk the same talk. Look at what happened in Madhya Pradesh. The chief minister announced a Ladli Behna scheme in response to what Congress was promising for its women voters. In fact, for once, the Congress had got its act together and they had a lot more time to make sure their message reached the voters. At the last minute, Shivraj Singh Chauhan's Ladli Behna scheme, where he's going to give a beneficiary stipend of 1,250 rupees to women voters who are above the age of 18. He's already delivered on 1.3 crore women voters, but that is only half the number of women that are there. This scheme has won him a lot of kudos, especially when the last installment came on the eve of Dhanteras. So all the women had the money to go shopping with. That earned him a lot of smiles, and I'm told that money delivered, one in the bush, it is earning him a lot of last minute kudos and has given his campaign a last mile fillip. So much so the BJP now cannot afford to ignore Shivraj Singh Chauhan, and even the Prime Minister makes a mention of his name once in a while. Which brings me back to what Kamal Nath is doing. He too announced a Nari Samman Nidhi scheme. He's giving 500 rupees gas cylinders, 1500 rupees cylinders at 500, etc., etc. So he too is appealing to the women vote. I think the key point really here is not what kind of freebies are being promised, but who is best placed to deliver the freebies. Who has the best governance matrix? We've seen Shivraj Singh Chauhan's matrix. The state has seen Shivraj Singh Chauhan's matrix. And while there is no huge anti-incumbency, there is a somewhat fatigue over the same old brand of leadership. The state is in a mood to try something new. In that sense, Kamal Nath does have the victim card. His government was thrown over 15 months into him being chief minister. He's saying, let me finish my term, let me show you what I can do. His credentials are not bad. He's been a union cabinet minister. He's also been general secretary. He's got access to industrialists. He knows the governance. He has you can see his constituency Chinwara, which is an example of showcasing his governance. So Kamal Nath is pretty sure that he can deliver if he's voted in. In terms of infighting also, there is no infighting in the Congress as much as there is in the BJP. Yes, I know on the surface there is that Digvijay versus Kamalnath fight. But if you look at the history of the two, as Kamalnath told me in an interview, they go back 50 years. When Digvijay was chief minister in 93 to 2003, Kamalnath had his support. In turn, when Kamalnath became CM, he had Digvijay's support. Yes, of course, there is a turf war over, ministers and sector portfolios. But at the end of the day, the two do unite, especially when they are faced against an outside force. Then definitely the two have an equation that is not too different from the Vajpayee-Advani equation. So I would say that really is a non-issue, but it did the Congress a good deal, because when talking about the differences between Kamalnath and Digvijay, which incidentally each and every BJP leader did raise in his campaign, they distanced Kamalnath from Digvijay Singh's rule. 10 years of Digvijay Singh government could not then be attributed to Kamalnath, because hey, these two are having a problem. Kamalnath is not on the same page as Digvijay, says the BJP. So how can they then attribute Digvijay's misgovernance to Kamalnath? So in that sense, it did work in his favor. Yes, the BJP tried to polarize the vote. We are hearing Israel and Hamas. Well, I'm hearing about that in battleground Madhya Pradesh also. I came one late night, in Bhopal, I saw a corner rally being addressed by the Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma. He talked about the Hamas. He said, "वहाँ का Israel और Hamas है, लेकिन हम इधर के Hamas का क्या करें?" The indication was clearly towards the Muslim community vote. So yes, the BJP is bringing that in. The announcement of Ram Mandir inauguration on 24th January, just in the middle of this campaign, also further polarized or added to the Hindu vote. But I think Kamalnath and the Congress are not really addressing the issue. They're not going into it. Rahul Gandhi too is very wisely not attacking the RSS, not making a thing between Hindus and Muslims. Instead, he's making it an issue about governance, about Jati. He's taking on the Jati survey. He's talking about the freebies, the welfare schemes. And in the sense of that, a campaign that focuses on local issues with local leaders, the Congress has played it smart this time. But of course, let's see what the voter of Madhya Pradesh really has to say. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.